Hey, what's up everybody? This is Francis over here from Playeressence.com, and today I want to talk about something. Recently, I just put up an article that kind of made a lot of people mad on the website as far as my users go. Not everybody. It was kind of controversial, and it was basically, the title of the article was "Change is Coming to Nintendo. Big Change." And the article focused on 6 things that Nintendo could possibly do as far as making changes. Not stuff that I wanted or not stuff that, I'm pushing for, just things that I think Nintendo might announce to roll out, in the next couple years of the Wii U to increase revenue and to capitalize more on the Western market, because I think the Japanese market is good. I think they got the Japanese market on lock. As long as they can keep making games as just fine, just how they do it there, and they'll sell, because the Wii U actually sold pretty well in Japan once they had games coming out for it. Whereas in America, it sold, but it still didn't sell as much as it should have sold, based on the population here in America compared to Japan. So I talked about that, and I said that I'd be doing a video on one of the topics, and the topic was number 3. It says Nintendo forms the Anbu Nintendo Ops. And basically what that is you've seen a lot of YouTubers, make videos, talk about how Nintendo needs to bring back the Dream Team. I think Nintendo discussed it a little bit. Dr. Trey discussed it a little bit. And I know that there's been some other guys discussing a little bit. And that would be cool. Like the Dream Team, okay. Basically, for those who don't know, the Dream Team was developers that Nintendo put together, Western developers, to port their games, because a lot of third parties were saying, well, we don't have the time or resources, and Nintendo said, okay, we'll get developers to port their games, but it didn't quite work out the way that they wanted it to. A lot of games got canceled, weren't up to snuff, blah, 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 and that kind of fell through. So that's why I said, the Dream Team might work, but I don't know. And that's why I said, if you know Naruto, and that's basically where I got Anbu from. In Naruto, Ambu, they're a secret team of ninjas, and really what they do is that they work in silence. They take special missions. They work in, you don't see their faces. They all have masks. You don't see their faces. You don't really know who they are, and they do these special, tasks. You know what I'm saying? Secret missions, and they carry on, they do them effectively. And I think that's what Nintendo needs. Nintendo, not real life ninjas, but Nintendo needs a team, an elite team, and that's what Ambu is, an elite team of programmers, skilled developers that that you don't see out there talking about. Just elite team that work on porting third-party games and finding out what games fans of Nintendo and the fans in general want. You know what I'm saying? What games will make them, like, if you're not a core Nintendo fan, what are the big third-party games that Nintendo can work out deals for to get ported? And these guys need to be skilled at that. They need to know the Wii U hardware, know what it can do, and they need to find out what games need to be ported. Like, for instance, like Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts. They get those games, they report to Iwata, they say, hey Iwata, hey, these are the games that we should look at going after. Then Iwata goes and works out deals for these games. Nintendo has a huge war chest. I'm not saying Nintendo go out there and money hat for everything, but they need to put together a team that can help with these third parties. Because look, everybody's bleeding for money at this point. You know what I'm saying? Game development isn't cheap, and a lot of them are looking at Nintendo like, well, we don't want to take the risk. Well, hey, you put together this team that knows the hardware, where Nintendo fans and people who possibly can get into a Nintendo system, if it had a little bit more third-party support of the best games. Let's all be honest here. No Nintendo fans care about Call of Duty. And if you do care about Call of Duty, you're probably going to want to play it on the Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, or PC. But a really awesome version of Kingdom Hearts, or really awesome, even with less graphical fidelity, or a really awesome version of Final Fantasy 15 that gives you item management on the gamepad, off TV play, some really cool stuff ported by Nintendo's guys. That can make people who like those games potentially get a Wii U for it, and they can get some of their games on whatever other system they want to get, plus all of Nintendo's games. Nintendo really needs to look into that. And like I said, developers, programmers, skilled guys that work, scour the internet, find out what the games are that Nintendo fans want, and the games really in general. The Witcher 3, games like that. The RPGs for sure have to be on that list. The RPGs for sure. Games like that need to be on there. Report to Iwata. Nintendo needs to work out deals with some of those people to get it, because I haven't seen one Nintendo fan that said, why isn't Kingdom Hearts on Wii U, or at least why isn't that coming, or why is it not in the works? Like, we want that too. Whereas like Call of Duty's coming in, and like Nintendo fans are like, okay, well, Call of Duty's here. Or, you know what I'm saying, Assassin's Creed is like, oh, well, yeah, Assassin's Creed. Or Splinter Cell, it's like, okay, those games are great, and I'm glad that they're on the Wii U, but let's look at the real heavy hitters here. And I think that's what Nintendo needs to do. And I really don't think that that it would be too hard, because they had this idea before, like with the Dream Team. They've done this before. It just didn't work out, just because of maybe the cost of the cartridges or whatever the reason may be. Now with the Wii U is easy to develop for. They can put together this team, and hopefully they do something like that to remedy the situation, because it doesn't take every single third-party game. You know, it doesn't take every single one. It can be just the really big ones. It can be like, hey, Destiny, get that Destiny RPG mechanics, get the Destiny on Wii U, get Kingdom Hearts on Wii U, get The Witcher 3 on Wii U. It can be those type of games that I know that Nintendo fans would want, and I know that Nintendo fans want those type of games. It doesn't have to be, you know, Wolfenstein: The Order, you know what I'm saying, or these first-person shooters. That's cool. They don't want, you know what I'm saying. I'm not sure how many Nintendo fans want that, or how many fans in general want to play those type of games. But I guarantee you, if they got some of those other types of games that, like I talked about, that it would be completely different for people's attitudes, you know. In my article, I also talked about a few other things as far as what Nintendo can do. And it went from, you know, the marketing to shooters, adding more of those, even though I don't want that. It went lots of things. I also said there might be even a little bit of like a paid service or something like that, or an optional paid service, but that's for another day. I just wanted to talk about that whole Ambu Nintendo Ops thing, because like I said, aside from the name, it's basically like the Dream Team, but they work in silence. And they really schedule those games that I talked about, schedule them around the big first party Nintendo titles. Like if you got a month, because, you know, it doesn't look like Nintendo's going to be releasing one game a month. I mean, they could, but you schedule those games and those ports in that month. I'm pretty sure that Activision would be thrilled. Activision and Bungie would be thrilled if Nintendo came to them and said, hey, we got a team. Can we get this? We can share the profits. You know what I'm saying? We can get this game on there. And I'm dead. I am so sure that that game would sell. Like Destiny would do well on Wii U. I'm positive. I know people want to play that on Wii U because it's an RPG. It's a really cool looking shooter, and item management on the gamepad. You know what I'm saying? Like people would want to play that on the Wii U. Final Fantasy, people would want to play that on the Wii U. Those are the type of games that Nintendo fans want, but usually don't get. Then they get the games that they don't really want, but they get that on there anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always kind of reversed sometimes, or the ports are so late and there's really nothing added in their full price. Like, you know, like Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut, full price, and it's like, you know, how many years old? You know, people kind of want the new games. I think Nintendo fans would be willing to wait if they knew that they would get a great experience made by Nintendo developers and worked together as a team. Because in all honesty, like I've been doing this for a while now, you know, as far as the website and everything, and the gaming industry, and it just seems like there's a lot of hate towards some of these companies, towards Nintendo, and there's just a lot of problems, and I don't think it should be that way. I really don't think it should be that way. And I know this is getting kind of long and kind of more into maybe even a little bit of a rant, I guess, kind of, but I really don't think that it should be this way between third-party developers and Nintendo. No matter what the history was, this isn't the 80s, this isn't the early 90s, this isn't, you know, Yamauchi-sama, this is not any of that. I think in order to have a healthy industry that is in decline, you need to have games on all systems. 3 systems is better than 2 systems. Promoting and putting content on all of them would be better. But at the same time, developers got to step up to the plate and want to make all the consoles successful. But Nintendo also needs to step up, and Iwata and crew and everybody needs to step up and make it all work. You know, they need to all make it work, because I just want a healthy video game industry. No matter what you want to call me, fanboy, do whatever you want. I really don't care. I did this because I'm passionate about video games, and I'm saying this because I'm passionate about the industry, and I don't really feel there's the need for what's going on right now, because it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, and I don't really like it. I don't like it. If we have 3 successful consoles and we have good competition and good ports and good games for all the consoles, all it's going to do is drive more people to gaming. Look at the industry in, you know, in the 7th generation, even though profits, you know, were I mean, just because of various reasons, but look at the sales of all the systems. I mean, over 100 million Wii's, over 80 million Xbox 360s, over 80 million PS3s, over 80 million PS Vitas, or not, sorry, not PS Vitas, PSPs. Over how many? I mean, look at the DS, 150. Look, it was thriving. But if we continue to minimize the amount of consoles people actually want, all of this bashing and hatred, and developers need to realize that having everybody around is good. And that's why I want to see Nintendo put this team together. Hopefully they realize, like I said, it doesn't have to be everything. It really doesn't have to be everything. We don't really need Wolfenstein: The Order. Even games like The Evil Within can go, you know, I guess Nintendo fans can go without that. But games like Destiny, that needs to be on there. You know, the next Mass Effect, that needs to be on Wii U. You know what I'm saying? Games like that need to be on there. The Call of Duty team that they put the port to Wii U was around, I think, 25 to 30 people. Nintendo could put a team together of maybe 30 to 40 people that can get these games on there and can work out deals. Whether they go halfers or whatever the case may be, they can do it. And I want them to do it, and I think that they will. And like I said, you can say whatever you want about me, but overall, I just want a healthy industry. On this channel, I don't go around bashing Microsoft and Sony because I want them to do well. I just tell the truth when it comes to their financial situation, and that's just really what it is. So I want all companies to do well. I want there to be competition. I want there to be good competition between all the companies, and I feel that if you put games on every system, then there's good competition. There's really good competition. There's more revenue for the companies, and everybody's happy. But Nintendo's got to budge a little bit, and third parties got to come together. Because if you try to single and make it only about 2, that's money that can be out of you guys' pockets. So it's a trust issue with third-party developers and fans and with Nintendo, and everybody needs to come together to make all the systems successful. So that's really all I'm going to say on it. And if you want to check out the whole article that I wrote, please check out the description below. Check it out. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not trying to bash Nintendo. I don't feel that Iwata needs to be fired or anything like that. That's ridiculous. Firing a CEO after the successes of the Wii, the 3DS, you know, and the DS that's ridiculous to get rid of it. He's made mistakes. We all have made mistakes. He needs to correct them. If he doesn't correct them by the end of, you know, the generation or end of the Wii U, then you can look into things. But for right now, let him ride it out. I trust in him that he will make the right decisions that Nintendo needs to do, because he even said himself there needs to be change. So I trust Iwata will make the right decisions going forward for Nintendo, and hopefully they can do things. But let's be honest here, guys. Nintendo's not going anywhere. You can doom them all you want to, but they're really not going anywhere. They got a ton of money in the bank. They got the 3DS that's doing really well, and they got a lot of IP that they can take care of, and they got a lot of games coming in 2014. A lot of games coming in 2014. So check out my article down below in the description. That'll lead you to Playeressence.com. From there, you can see what I wrote about them, and you can make your own decisions. Join the community in there, and let's just all try to be, as far as gamers go, let's all try to be for everybody. Like, everybody's in this together. I think when I first started gaming, I had no clue that people would be so, you know, up in arms about the gaming industry. I always figured that everybody wants to be, you know, play games and have fun and do all that, but I guess it's not. But if there's anything that I can do with this website to change that attitude, to break the mold, I'm going to do it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and definitely check out Playeressence.com all week, because we have a lot of cool content coming up. All right, once again, this is Francis, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.